The gentleman from Michigan, Mr. Huizenga, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry, am I wasting everybody's time? Because it sure feels like it today. I wish the majority was half as respectful to us as we treated them while we were in the majority. I guess I am reminded of a famous quote from a former colleague of this body. I didn't serve with him. But Rahm Emanuel famously said in 2008, quote, "You never want a serious crisis to go to waste." I mean, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before, end quote. Well, that's exactly what my friends on the other side of the aisle are doing today. And instead of working on bipartisan solutions to help jumpstart our economic recovery, they're doing a retread of a bill that's been passed 2 months ago. Now, this bill's loaded up with every pet project and pet policy that you could possibly think of from the left. But we should have been having this hearing 3 months ago in anticipation of passing a bill that was passed 2 months ago. So I guess maybe we're reliving Nancy Pelosi's 2010 famous quote, "We have to pass the bill so you can find out what's in it," close quote. I guess we're in that phase today. So let me give a dose of reality to the former Secretary of Labor as well. Part of those numbers that he's using and quoting about all of those state employees that are being laid off, here's what's happening in Michigan. The governor decided to furlough and lay off state employees, every state employee, 1 day a week. So they work 4 days a week. They collect unemployment for that 5th day. Oh, but by the way, that then qualifies them for the $600 per week kicker. So they're providing fewer services to the citizens of Michigan, yet collecting a larger paycheck. And not surprisingly, the private sector has followed their lead. Oh, by the way, the state employees automatically got put into the unemployment system, while yet today I have been receiving calls in my office begging for help how to get the state to get constituents of mine of the 2nd District into the unemployment system. Well, here's what we know. This would be the single most expensive bill in history, costing over $3 trillion, 3.4 as a matter of fact, and you thought the $2.2 trillion bipartisan bill was a lot of money. Hold on to your hats, folks. Of course, it's in addition to partisan policy objectives that have been long sought by the left, but the Senate's not going to take up this 1,800-page grab bag. So if the majority is going to waste time today, I'm going to talk about an actual HEROES Act. Here's a bipartisan hazard pay idea. That was one of my colleagues that just brought that up. On April 3, I introduced H.R. 6433, the HEROES Act, helping emergency responders overcome emergency situations. That would support first responders and healthcare workers by creating a 4-month federal income tax holiday. It would continue to build, I'm going to continue to build bipartisan support for this measure because I believe it's reasonable, responsible, and a targeted way to recognize those individuals who are providing emergency services and life-saving care during the battle with COVID-19. And yes, it would go to everyone, not just a doctor or a nurse, but the people going in and cleaning the rooms, those caring for elderly parents. So I also want to talk about some bipartisan solutions that support job creators of all sizes, particularly our hard-hit small businesses. Here's just a partial list of bipartisan bills that we should be discussing and working to enact. H.R. 4860, crowdfunding amendments by the ranking member. H.R. 609, it's a Small Business Mergers and Acquisitions, Sales and Brokerage Simplification Act that I have. That is also bipartisan. By the way, it passed unanimously out of this body previously, and now is being the majority refuses to take it up. H.R. 1909, Helping Angels Lead Our Startups, HALOS. That is the chair, former chair and ranking member of the Small Business Committee. Eases regulations on angel investors. So when we're talking about trying to get this economy going. H.R. 2899, Main Street Growth Act, Representative Emmer. 3987, Alleviating Stress Test Burdens to Help Investors Act. On and on and on. I don't run out of time on that. So instead of holding hearings in an attempt to resurrect a partisan legislative bill that has no chance of going anywhere, we really ought to be focusing on how we are going to help our constituents and help this economy move ahead. One of my colleagues called this bold and comprehensive. Feels like more like a waste of time to me today, and I yield back.